Today we're going to take a look at what's the difference between Glenview and Wilmette, Illinois. Where would you prefer to live? I'm Paul Gorney from Luxury Living in Chicago. I have a new video each week. Just subscribe below if you'd like to be notified. We'll get you up to speed on housing, kids activities, family activities, what it's like in these areas. Just call, text, email if you need help or have questions with anything at all. That's typically what people will do. Today we're going to talk about Glenview, which is a suburb of Chicago, just north of Chicago, and Wilmette. Wilmette's right on the lake. That's the big difference. Wilmette is right on the lakefront. Glenview is one suburb over. It's about 10, 12, depending where you are in Glenview, 10 to 15 minute drive to the lake. That's one of the major differences between the two. Now let's look at more specifics. Wilmette and Glenview both have great school districts. Wilmette, some people could argue, or some of the rankings a little bit higher, but it's really splitting hairs. They're both excellent school districts. They're split up a little bit differently. Wilmette has K through 4, then 5, 6. In the middle school, 7, 8, junior high, and then the high school. Glenview is broken up more. They go K through 2, 2 to 4. It's a little bit different, but very similar and very similar quality. So Wilmette has about 36% of the homes sell below $600,000. Glenview has a lot more homes that are under $600,000. So about 50% of the homes in Glenview are under $600,000. It's a much bigger suburb, covers a lot more land, has 47,000 people compared to Wilmette's 27,000. So it's a bigger place and has more homes that are at a lower price ranges, more affordable. A lot of first-time buyers. If I have a little bit easier time going to Glenview, people who are looking for more expensive homes, like over $1 million, sometimes will battle between the two, Glenview and Wilmette, because you're just going to get more for your money in Glenview. You have larger lots, larger homes, typically newer homes on average. Wilmette has an eastern section by the lake, which is cobblestone streets, older homes, very charming. Walk to the lake, walk to the downtown area. And speaking of downtowns, Glenview has kind of an old traditional downtown area, which is, has the library, which is
the library is just beautiful.
Kind of no comparison between the Glenview and Wilmette library. Glenview wins big time there. They have an ice cream shop, some small things. Wilmette's downtown is more robust, very kind of electrified in the last 5 to 10 years, with lots of restaurants coming in, people coming in to Wilmette to eat dinner from the city of Chicago, from other suburbs. So it's kind of a nice thing. However, Glenview has an area called the Glen, which is an old naval air station that was developed, and it's all, there's a section by the golf course that has very large homes with larger lots, but the majority of it are very nice sized homes, typically, $1 million and up, and they have small lots though. Those homes have typically pretty small yards. They also have townhomes in that complex, and then they have an incredible downtown area with a movie theater, restaurants. It was developed with all this in mind, so it was all a big plan, and they have a lot of retail there, national chains, Dick's Sporting Goods. They also have a lake in the Glen development in Glenview. The schools are brand new there. They have 3 pools in Glenview. One of them is in the Glen, that's indoors. So Glenview, all in all, is more affordable housing, a larger suburb, excellent schools, get more for your money. Wilmette is older by the lake, and then the other areas in Wilmette are a little bit newer homes, and the prices won't be quite as high as the homes closest to the lake, but those are some pretty major differences. Now, transportation to the city, They're both very good. You can take the commuter train from Glenview downtown, same in Wilmette. You have tremendous access to the forest preserve in Glenview. I mean, you can just get on your bike, ride through the trails for miles in Glenview's forest preserve. Wilmette, people go more on the street along the lakefront, just a little bit different vibe. But really these are two great areas. To really split hairs is very interesting. When people move here from out of town, they sometimes will look at both. Some people are just so enamored with the cobblestone streets and the incredible trees in Wilmette, kind of the old charm of Wilmette. They say, we don't care if the home's smaller, more expensive, needs more work, we want Wilmette. Other people will go to Glenview and they will say, yes, we want the bigger yard, we want a better price, and we don't have to be by the lake. We can drive 15 minutes if we want to get there. So, these are kind of some pretty typical, decisions that people have made. As far as, basics, groceries, things like that, they both have, great things. Whole Foods, Mariano's, Jewel Foods, all the big stores. And as far as what it's just like living in each of these places, Glenview has many more subdivisions that have been developed, in the 60s, 70s, built out with many homes, winding streets, cul-de-sacs, things like this. Wilmette does not have much of that. It's more of a grid layout for the streets and a little bit more traditional, older homes. Glenview has a lot of different areas. Wilmette only has, I'd say, maybe 5, 6 very distinct bigger areas. Glenview has many more, and you can really get kind of far out in Glenview, where some people, decide they'll be in Glenview, but they don't want to be that far, because then you get out where it's a longer commute, further from the train. Wilmette's more compact and a little bit closer, and everything's a little bit packed in a little closer. It's just more compact. The other thing is Wilmette has some mom and pa, like bike store, different stores that have been in Wilmette forever. Glenview has a tiny bit of that, but not quite as much. It's a little bit larger on scale. So hopefully these are some things that will help you kind of figure out, the difference between these areas, and, any questions, help you need, just reach out, can really tailor to your situation, and hopefully this helps.